Hello, and welcome to True 100% Plus, episode 29. I'm back after a long hiatus. Sorry I haven't uploaded an episode in like a month. Things happened. I went to ESA. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in the last episode or not, but yeah, I basically went on holiday to a speedrunning event, which is why I haven't uploaded a video in ages. There was some other stuff that happened, but yeah, I won't get into it. It's a long month-old story at this point. So yeah, hi, I'm back. I'll talk about all of my ESA trip and everything later, because this is a fairly long episode, so I should have time to talk. Right, so the first thing you should notice is that there's no audio in the game right now. And that's because these first two segments are actually recorded live. So because I had gone on holiday, I hadn't streamed anything on my Twitch channel in ages either, as well as uploading to YouTube. So I was kind of desperate to like stream something, but I was also really far behind on True 100%, obviously. So I decided to do both. So I actually live streamed a few of these segments in this video coming up. So what that means is the audio had to be cut out, because obviously the live audio has me live talking over it and keyboard noises and all that stuff. There were a few live segments where I kept the audio in later because it's funny. But for now, we're just going to have audioless. I hope that's not too much of a problem. I mean, I'm talking over it anyway, so hopefully you just listen to me instead of random car noises and random shamble noises and stuff. But yeah, I just thought I'd let you know about that now. This first bit is half an hour long, and then we get audio back. So yeah. But yeah, here I am, picking up the M4, and going into the shamble. So yeah, this episode is a follow-up to the last episode. So last episode I stole a load of cars that I haven't driven yet in the master save. So I want to try and drive every vehicle I can in the master save before I end the master save, obviously. And also it's just fun to collect all these vehicles. And this episode is a follow-up to that, in that I'm now going to drive, or pilot, I guess, every flying vehicle I haven't driven yet. So yeah, it's all the flying vehicles you can get at the start of the game. So the list for this episode, we're going to start with the Raindance, then I'm going to do the news helicopter, then we got the Leviathan, the AT-400, the Carver Bob, and then the Rustler. If you watched my last video, you'll know that I had a lot of trouble recording this episode, for one reason. I actually would have liked to have released this like a week ago, but I was having so much trouble recording it. But thankfully it's all over now. I managed to finally finish recording it. Funny enough, it was right after I uploaded that video as well. Oh my god, look at that, how many fucking rockets that got, missiles that guy shot at me. Jeez, that was ridiculous. So what I'm doing here is I'm flying to the tow truck, and I'm going to need the tow truck to collect the vehicle I want to get. God damn, that was a terrible start. But yeah, the first vehicle, as I said, was the Raindance. So the plan is to tow truck the Raindance out of San Fierro Airport where it spawns, and I'm going to put it in the police impound. And as you probably know by now, storing vehicles inside a garage unlocks them. I don't know if have I used that mechanic so far? I think I have, right? Yeah, the girlfriend vehicles. Yeah. So if you put a locked vehicle inside your garage and then like close the garage door and then reopen it, the vehicle is then no longer locked. So that's what we're going to be abusing a fair amount in this episode. So yeah, the tow truck just spawns down here. You may be wondering why I didn't just fly the Shamel into the junkyard, I guess. The reason I don't do that is because every time I've ever done that, the tow truck doesn't spawn. So I reckon the spawn is set up that it only happens if you go through the entrance properly. So what I do instead is like I land on the other side of the bridge and just drive a car across and steal it that way. But yeah, so landing the Shamrock on here doesn't work, unfortunately. But yeah, hi, here's the tow truck. I'm just going to drive this to San Fierro Airport with all the police chasing me and stuff. So yeah, as I said, I've got lots of stuff to talk about this episode. Did I say that? I may have said that in another recording. This is my fifth attempt at recording this already. It's not going well this morning. But yeah, so I guess I'll talk about ESA. So ESA is European Speedrunner Assembly. It's a speedrunning marathon, kind of like GDQ, as you know it, but in Europe. Obviously, it's in Sweden, which is kind of Europe. And yeah, I've had a great time there. I've been to many of the events. I've only missed one so far, I think. But yeah, I've gone several times, and I know a lot of people there and stuff. I wasn't running anything this year, but that's fine. I kind of enjoy myself more when I don't have stuff to stress out about. So I had a lot of fun. Yeah, I went there. I had a big road trip with Eflon, who drove me from Gothenburg, I think. God, I can't even remember the airport names anymore. He drove me from a Swedish airport all the way to Växjö, or Växjö, as you'd say it properly, where the event was held. I also stayed at his house halfway there on the way, which was nice. So yeah, shout outs to Eflon, wow, for driving me across the country and basically babysitting me the entire event, because he's from Sweden, and Sweden is a scary place when you don't know Swedish. Well, I mean, most people speak English, but yeah. So yeah, that was fun. Also, in the gameplay sense, here's the Raindance. So, I have the police harassing me, but I'm gonna, ignore them for a bit and line up this tow and grab the helicopter. Do I actually? That was a bit of a fail grab. Do I get it? There we go. So yeah, this is the Raindance, as I keep saying. How many times can I say Raindance in this video? Yeah, and it's a helicopter, and I'm gonna tow it all the way to the police impound. I think I said that already. I'm having to re-record a hell of a lot. So yeah, I'm just taking this down. I'm gonna take it through the exit, I believe, or am I? No, it doesn't fit. Okay, sorry, this was a few days ago. So what I'm gonna do is to get this out of the airport. The only reasonable way is to drop it down from this ramp in front of me. But obviously, you have 4 stars the entire time, and the police make it very difficult to do this. So yeah, I have to try and fight the police with a tow truck, which isn't the fastest or most durable vehicle in the world. And it's even slower and less durable when you're towing a bloody massive helicopter with it. But thankfully, the helicopter is fairly thin, so you can fit it through most things. It's quite large, obviously, but it's thin enough that you can squeeze it through most gaps like that just then. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna... Whoa, that cop really screwed me there. Wait, how the hell does it fall off backwards? Oh, wow, okay. How the fuck did... This is a crazy segment. I'm watching this and I'm wait, is this a failed segment I'm voiceovering here? No, apparently not. Wow, so the helicopter manages to fall backwards off of that massive drop and be fine. Jeez, this helicopter can take a beating. Later on in the episode, you'll see how fragile these things could be. But yeah, okay, so it managed to hook up back to the Raindance. Nice. And I'm gonna, yeah, I think we should be good from here on out. Once I start moving, it's okay, because I can generally, deal with the cops when I have some speed. It's just, getting out of the airport in the first place is a nightmare. Do I actually switch tow truck here? Oh, wow, okay. So, yeah, so I got really lucky. There's a tow truck on the road. So I decided to switch tow truck and get some health back on the tow truck, obviously, because now it's a healthy tow truck. I don't actually agree with this decision, because there's lots of police shooting me and stuff. If one of them had popped my tyre, that would have been game over, because trying to tow stuff with a popped tyre is impossible. Hey, I did it. There we go. So it's probably clean-ish sailing from now on, he says, as a head crashes into him. Wait, do I have a popped tyre? Oh, I do have a popped tyre. Do I do this with a pop tyre? I really don't remember. Whoa! I'm watching this back and it's do I fail? Do I fail? What the hell? This is insane. Holy crap, how did I pull this off? Okay. Anyway, while this madness is happening in the background, I'll go back to my ESA story. So yeah, I had a massive road trip with Eflon, because he has a car, and having a car was amazing. He didn't have to walk everywhere. So yeah, then we got to the event. One other thing I want to talk about. It's just a big stadium place in Sweden. It's called Fort Knox Arena. Has 2 massive sport hall-y room things that we were using. Computers and consoles and shit everywhere, and chairs and tables, etc, etc. There was this little arcade there for the first half of the event, which was great. Everyone was playing bloody Quick and Crash, which is this shooting game, but it had a timer on it, so obviously we're all speedrunners, so we were going crazy over it, trying to beat each other's times and stuff like that, and inventing stupid categories like glitched and blindfolded and crap like that. What was the other one? Sharpshooter, yeah, where you didn't miss a shot. Yeah, that was another dumb category. So that was pretty fun. There was obviously Daytona and stuff there as well, which was a great laugh. Ow, this helicopter is taking a hell of a beating. What the hell? Alright, so here we are at the impound. I need to get the garage door open, obviously. So I'm going to go inside and grab a police car. I had a few issues with the tow truck despawning here. I think because it was maybe too close to the garage door, I'm not sure. So this time I was being really careful to park it far away. And yeah, here I'm also looking towards it the whole time so it doesn't despawn. And yeah, I went for the second police car here because the first one was always locked, I believe. So I had to take this one. But here's the garage door. Stuff is still there, so I looked under it to check. Yeah, just shove that there and keep it open and then drive the Raindance in. Yeah, what else is it, ESA? Yeah, obviously all the GTA speedrunner people were there. Well, not all of them, but a good bunch of them were there. A few notable people missing, but it was still a laugh. And every fucking GTA guys like Rydog and Mr. Confusing and people like that getting into trouble for doing stupid shit like stealing road signs and annoying chat mods and stuff like that. It was funny to passively watch all this stuff happen and not be involved in any way. I also played a shit ton of board games while I was there, and a ton of Hearthstone as well. I actually ran a Hearthstone tournament, like a common and basic cards only Hearthstone tournament, which was a laugh. That actually went fairly well. So here's the tow truck and the Raindance in the garage. So I run far enough away. They despawn, I run back, they both respawn, one tow truck and one Raindance in the garage. There you are. Mission complete. Yeah, and then we head back to Los Santos. Oh yeah, and I activate and cancel Vigilante to make it so the tyres are bulletproof, by the way. A lot of people wonder why I do that, and yeah, it's to bulletproof the tyres. So yeah, that's the first vehicle done. Obviously, I haven't actually driven it. I just parked it, but I will come back and drive it later on in the episode, so don't worry about that. So yeah, just heading back to Los Santos and making a save. First vehicle done. First vehicle was actually one of the easiest as well, and I didn't intend it for it to be that way. I thought this one was going to be one of the harder ones, but it wasn't. But yeah, so yeah, I played a ton of board games. Mysterium, Code Names. Oh god, I can't remember them all. There was like the Dark Souls board game or the Bloodborne board game. They're both the same game to me. I don't know, but that was kind of fun. Flashpoint. Was it Flashpoint? Fire Rescue. I think it's called Flashpoint. It's like a firefighter rescue game. It was kickstarted a while ago. That was really good. We played that like 3 or 4 times. That was cool. Yeah, loads of stuff. I don't want to ramble on too much. But yeah, the other highlight was Max Burger. Fucking Max Burger. Every year I go there, I eat a ton of Max, because for those who aren't Swedish or have ever been there, they have this burger chain called Max Burger. It's kind of like McDonald's, but not shit. It's like really, really nice, and all the locals and stuff love it. So yeah, I had a ton of that. Oh yeah, and here I'm holding down the H button, which is normally the horn button. Even though I'm in a helicopter that doesn't have any horn, it still makes the AIs act as if I'm holding the horn down. So all the cops are just waving their arms at me and not busting me, which is quite nice. Yeah, just traditional flying the Maverick back from San Fierro, as I usually do. But yeah, so shout out to Max Burger. Fucking wish we had that in England. But yeah, it's so nice. And yeah, that's it, I guess. If you're actually interested in various speedruns of games by Europeans, go ahead and go on Euro Speed Assembly YouTube. God, I'm going to embarrass myself not knowing this. I will look it up real quick. Euro Speed Assembly. I think that's what I said. I think I'm right. Yeah, youtube.com/Euro Speed Assembly, and you can watch all the runs. There was a San Andreas run. I know that's the only game you guys really care about. There was a San Andreas run by Ultima Omega, and I was commentating it. It was an interesting run. It didn't really go Omega's way, but it really wasn't his fault. The stuff that happened was pretty unfortunate, but it was still fun. It was a fun run to commentate and stuff. So yeah, you can watch that. You have to watch it on PC though. You can't watch it on mobile because all the music and stuff is an issue. So yeah, just heads up about that. So if you're like on mobile and you go on their channel and you can't find San Andreas, that's why. It's just like hidden on mobile. Yeah, that was ESA, my ESA little roundup-y blog thing. And that's that segment done. Woo! So that was the Raindance. Saved, done. Look at the gap, like 4th of July to then 3rd of August. Look at that. Jeez, that's how long I've been away for. Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. Alright, so this next segment, again, was live streamed. This is the last one with no sound. So yeah, this time we're going to go get the news helicopter. And I'm kind of glad I live streamed this, because this one took a while and was also really boring. And thankfully for you on YouTube, I've sped it up, so you don't have to worry about that. So yeah, the method for getting the news helicopter that I wanted to do, there's like loads of ways of getting the police maverick and the news helicopter. I got the news helicopter earlier in the series by using the pyramid building in Los Venturas to like trick the helicopter to come towards me. I also got in the news helicopter and the police maverick on Mount Chiliad in some of my segment recordings that never made it to the YouTube, but they're on my Twitter, so you can do it on Mount Chiliad as well. You can also apparently do it from Los Santos docks, I would guess on the cranes and stuff. I haven't done that method. But yeah, the method I'm going to be doing for the news van, just to mix things up and stuff, is I'm going to use the naval ship. I can't remember the name of it, but the military naval ship thing in San Fierro. The mission with the Hydras and stuff. I'm going to get onto that ship, stand up there, and there's like some... On the ship, there's 2 bits that go up and down between like the in-ship bit and the top deck. I don't know terminology. So there's like these dynamic objects that move. And that really confuses the AI, because most of the terrain in this game is static and doesn't move, and it's like a different type of terrain. But these 2 platforms that move up and down on the ship really fucks with the AI. So by standing on that, you can trick the helicopters into coming close to you. And the cops that are chasing you have like weird paths and stuff. It's fairly interesting. The only problem is, and I actually learned something new, if it's true. I'm still not sure if it is or not. Oh yeah, also, before I do that, I also needed to move an enforcer out of my garage for a reason you'll see later. So yeah, I'm just flying to the garage, and I'm going to get the police enforcer that probably drove itself in there at one point. I don't really remember, but I think that, yeah, it must have driven itself in there when I put the Ramiro in there. So I'm just going to take this out because I need room in there. And I could also use it to break onto the ship because I can jump on it and stuff. But yeah, anyway, what was I saying? Crap, I forgot what I was saying. I'm going to stop the recording and listen back to what I was just saying. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so a new thing I learned, which is kind of interesting, if true, I'm still not sure if it is that helicopters, when you have 4 stars or like any wanted level or whatever, helicopters don't spawn to chase you if there's fog, I think. I mean, that's the only conclusion I can come to here. But yeah, every time I would do this, because the current weather in-game is this annoying fogging stuff, so I have to like put up with it. Saving doesn't change the weather, so you have to just put up with this weather while it's here. But yeah, so every time I like would do this, I'd have to sit up on the boat for ages to wait for the helicopters to spawn and stuff. And someone in my chat, because I was live streaming this, they said that it was because of the weather, and I still don't know if that's true. I've never heard anyone say that before, but it seems to indicate that, because it was like, as soon as the weather clears up, the helicopter does spawn. It's really weird. But yeah, that's how I break onto the ship, and then just run down here. So you see that darker platform to the right, and then this platform in front of me here. Those are the two dynamic platforms I'm talking about, and stuff gets confused when you're on it. But I'm just gonna sit here for a bit. So yeah, the weather seems fine at the moment, but it's about to get like really foggy and stuff. So yeah, I just sit here and wait for a while until the helicopter spawns. Looking back at this, there's not really that bad of weather. I don't know. I really don't think that's true. But anyway, here's the bad weather. And I'm just like speeding this up by like a crazy amount because it takes a really long time. Yeah, so as soon as this weather clears up, I think that's just speculation. I don't think it's true. I'll stop saying it. But yeah, the weather's clear and there's no helicopter. Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, I sit here and I wait for a helicopter to spawn, like the two helicopters, the police Maverick and the news helicopter. And then I use the platform on the left to confuse them and get them to come close to me. It actually takes me a really long time to succeed in doing that as well, because I mess around with it quite a lot as well. Anyway, here's the helicopter. So it's like time to move. So I'm just going to shoot that last cop and then run over to here. Oh yeah, and my respect level after all of this is like 95% at the end of this episode, by the way. So I will have to do like a final respect grind video. Probably do that soon. But anyway, here, you can see the police Maverick just really wants me to steal it. It's like constantly nearby all the time. And it's like so annoying because I've already stolen it, so I don't need it. And I need like the news helicopter instead. But look how easy it would be to steal the police Maverick right now. God damn. So yeah, I'm just moving back and forth, just trying to convince the news helicopter to come close enough. Like almost get it. Like, oh, so close. I open the door and then fall off. But thankfully I still land on the boat. Or is it a ship? I guess it's a ship, isn't it? But yeah, I open the door on it. And this seems to do a really weird thing where it like kind of breaks the AI of the news chopper, I think. As you can see, it's just like, it's not moving anymore. It goes up and down, but it doesn't seem to move forwards or back anymore. It just sits there. And I guess it's because I like opened the door. I'm not sure, but look, it's acting really strange. It just hovers and goes up and down and does nothing else. The only reason it's like drifting away is because of the wind, I think. So it just keeps drifting further and further away. So yeah, eventually I decide that that's really weird, and that I'm just going to have to make a new helicopter spawn. So what I do is I travel far away. Sorry, my coughing. I travel far away and make it respawning. See, I'm like, what the hell is happening? I could have just shot it down now that I think about it, but the thing I do in the end is actually funnier. Yeah. Anyway, while that's happening, I have a few notes about the previous episode. So last episode, I asked like if I had driven the lawnmower yet. And a lot of people got back to me, and apparently I drove it in episode 11 and episode 15, and I looked it up, and I did indeed drive it in those episodes, which is nice. Also, the list of vehicles that I have driven, that I keep talking about I have made it public. I made it look all nice. It's a nice big grid. It shows if I've driven a vehicle and what episode I've driven them in and stuff like that. It's not really that complete, I don't think, because if I've driven a vehicle once, I kind of stop tracking it. So I've probably driven some of them more than I say I have, but the important factor is I've driven, whether I have driven them or not. Okay, here I eventually just decide to steal the police Maverick. So I just steal the police Maverick, and then I like travel to the helicopter just to see what's happening. I like bonk into it, but it just doesn't give a crap, and it just points towards me, hovers in the same space, goes up and down sometimes, and like drifts with the wind. It's really, really weird. So apparently you break the AI of these things when you open the door. So I'm like bonking it a bit. Eventually I like pause, and then I think about it, and then I decide to just spawn a new one, which is the correct decision. But yeah, look, you can see it goes up and down with me. It goes up and down, but it doesn't do anything else. So weird. Yeah, okay, so here's the pause. Again, I recorded this live. I could have edited this out, but, you know, I'm lazy with editing. But yeah, anyway, so I made the public vehicle list. You can't edit it or comment on it or anything, but you can see like what I've put in. And hopefully I remember to leave a description to that, a link to that in the description. If I haven't done that, please shout at me in the YouTube comments, and then I will do it. But yeah, hopefully I'll remember to do that. So yeah, if you're interested, you can look at all the vehicles I've driven in what episode and stuff, and you can help me correct it if you really want to. A lot of people were telling me all the vehicles I'd driven and stuff. So yeah, big thanks to all the people that left like massive comments every episode of every vehicle I drove in that episode and stuff. I used those comments and I went through every video and updated it, so hopefully it's correct, we'll see. But yeah, I thought it was important to get that vehicle list done, because obviously the next episodes are going to be about me gathering vehicles and such, so yeah, it was kind of important to make that publicly viewable. Yes, the last thing about the last episode, the damn Patriot bit at the end. Everyone was losing their mind about me and the Patriot bit. This is why I didn't want to leave it in, because I knew everyone was going to lose their minds. So, I don't know how many times I needed to say it in the video, but I know I did it wrong. I know I was doing it badly. I was saying it out loud quite a lot. Like, quite a lot. So, everyone that's telling me I'm an idiot and should have done it insert X way here, I know. I said it out loud quite a lot. Also, I have the News Maverick. There you go. The News Maverick? The news helicopter. Finally got it. He just flew towards me and I got in him without falling out that time. Hooray! But yeah, so yeah, I know I did the Patriot bit wrong. I don't know how many times I needed to say that, and I'm saying it again now, but yeah. One of the most hilarious things I got told quite a lot is that I should have chainsawed the doors off to make it so it would fit through the gap better. And it's like, I don't know how people thought that would work. It was just like one of those really funny things that it's just like every other comment on that video is like me like telling me how I could have done the Patriot bit better. But yeah, that was some of the funny ones, so I guess it was worth it. Yeah, that was it. That was all about the last episode. I don't remember any of this. I just have it noted down from like a month ago, and I'm really glad I did that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had any notes. But yeah, that's my follow-up to the last episode. I bet probably none of you guys remember the last episode either, but it's beneficial to talk about stuff like this if you watch the whole series in a row without like month gaps in between. So yeah. Right, okay, so I'm flying the news chopper back to the airport safe house. I'm using the airport a lot in this episode, as you would imagine, because gathering all these flying vehicles, they're mostly in different cities. All the flying vehicles in Los Santos I've kind of already flown. So yeah, I have to travel to other cities a lot using the Shamel. This is actually kind of risky, because there is a Hydra chasing me, and he actually gets a shot off on me here, boom, like that. So I was like really scared about dying, and obviously I didn't want to lose this segment and have to do all of that crap again. So yeah, I'm pretty lucky that I managed to make it back here. Just instantly go and save, and everything's fine. I actually don't have that much health either, so if the Hydra had like shot as I got out of the thing, I probably would have died, but yeah, thankfully that didn't happen, and we're all good. Hooray! And that ends the live stream start of this. Oh god, and now we have sound back. Woo! And the video quality is probably a bit higher as well, so that's nice. Okay, so hi live stream viewers, all of you that saw all of this. This is the bit you didn't see. So yeah, next up, we are going to go get the Leviathan and AT-400 from Los Venturas. So the Leviathan actually spawned in San Fierro next to the Raindance, but it's locked like the Raindance, so you can't get in it. So I actually originally towed the Leviathan from the airport to the police impound and got in it that way. It was later on that people in my chat told me that there's an unlocked Leviathan in Los Venturas. So I was like, oh, so I had to re-record that first segment, this time with the Raindance instead of the Leviathan. So that was pretty dumb. But yeah, I mean, it was fine. It wasn't that hard. And yeah, using the Leviathan from Los Venturas is a lot easier, so I'm glad I was told about that. I actually didn't know it spawned in Los Venturas. It's really weird the way it spawns. You'll probably see it in a second. It doesn't make much sense, and no other flying vehicle spawns like that either. It's quite weird. But yeah, so also in Los Venturas is the AT-400, and some people don't know about this plane, but there is a massive, massive plane inside a hangar in Los Venturas, and this hangar like opens up, and some people just don't know it exists. I blew like a few people's minds, which was kind of interesting. But yeah, it's a pretty massive plane, and we're going to do a fun thing with that massive plane as well, which you'll see in the coming minutes. Won't spoil it, it takes a really long time. A few people know what I'm talking about because I was trying to do it in the live stream, but yeah. I actually ran out of things to talk about now. I had like a massive list of notes to talk about, and now I've run out, and we're only like, what, halfway through this video? Yeah, oh god. Oh, there's one thing I can talk about. Actually, I'll probably just commentate the gameplay for a bit. I'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, here's Los Venturas Airport. I was actually way too high up, but I was messing around with cinematic camera, so I wasn't really concentrating. But okay, so over here, there are 2 dodos that spawn, like that. Except that last one sometimes isn't a dodo. It's sometimes a Leviathan. And I can't think of any other vehicle in an airport that spawns randomly, like between 2 vehicles. It's so weird. So what I'm doing is I'm like just flying around in the Shamel, going back and forth from this spot, trying to get the Leviathan to spawn instead of the dodo. It's really, really weird. And yeah, I actually didn't know this happened until people told me about it. So yeah, still dodo, so flying around. Sometimes it's a Leviathan on the first try, and sometimes it never is a Leviathan. It's really weird. And it's only that one dodo, the furthest away one next to the wall. It's really, really weird. I have no idea why they decided to do it like this. So yeah, there we go. There's the Leviathan instead. It's like, why? Why does that happen? Yeah, here's the Leviathan. It's actually a shame this is only a 2-door helicopter, because if it was a 4-door helicopter, you could actually use it in speedruns, which would be kinda beneficial. Maybe it would have been beneficial in an older route, but not now, I guess. Sorry, how am I thinking about speedruns in the middle of this? So yeah, here's the Leviathan. I have now driven or flown the Leviathan, and I'm only going to use it to go over here and get this rocket launcher in the corner. Yeah, there's a rocket launcher that spawns here, and obviously I need that ammo quite a lot, so I thought I'd pick it up now. Alright, here's this massive hangar, and I would love to play the Thunderbirds theme here, but I think it's copyright. I'm about to find that out. Alright, I'm back. Yeah, I checked. It's copyrighted. That's unfortunate. Most of you probably don't even know what Thunderbirds is, so never mind. But anyway, here is a massive plane inside this hangar. This is the AT-400. It's unique because there's no other vehicle that is hidden like this in the whole game. I say hidden, I mean, you see like a massive hangar like that and you just kind of assume that it doesn't do anything, but no, if you walk up to it, it actually opens and there's this in it. Whoa. And it's parked in a really awkward spot, so getting this out of the hangar is quite a pain in the ass. And as you can see, I'm like struggling with it as well. Probably could do this better if I like reversed and then turned left instead of turning right. Either wrong way even, but you get what I'm saying. If I'd gone like the other way instead of this way. But whatever, I decided to do it this way. I get there eventually, it's fine. But yeah, this is the... Is this the second largest plane in the game? It's either the largest or the second largest. The Andromeda might actually be bigger than this. I'm not actually certain. But anyway, it's a big fucking plane, alright? It's a huge plane. You can compare it to like the Dodo when we go near it. Like, look at that. Ridiculous. And the Dodo isn't exactly small. There's like cars and a bike down there. Like, jeez. And as you can imagine, it handles like a goddamn boat. So it's really hard to fly this. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to land it on a tiny dirt strip in the middle of Los Santos. So if you guys know where the Pimpmobile spawns in Los Santos, I am going to land the AT-400 there. The reason I want to do that is because if you've seen any episodes where I have a Hydra, I park the Hydra next to the Pimpmobile, then start pimping, and the Hydra gets put into the police impound. Well, I thought it was the Pimpmobile that did that, but it actually isn't. It's that spot that does it. So if you start pimping, anything in that area gets put into the police impound, not anything around the Pimpmobile. So my original plan was to use the Pimpmobile to put this in the police impound, but instead I have to use this spot. So you see that tiny little dirt bit in front of me? I'm landing on that. So this took quite a few tries, and I'm still not quite sure how the hell I managed to pull this off. But there you go, I just stalled the plane on top of the spot and like landed it down. You can see there's like poles and crap everywhere. It was goddamn impossible to land this properly, so that was the only way of doing it. And there you go, start pimping and cancel pimping, and then the AT-400 is in the police impounds. As you can imagine, having that large a plane in that smaller space does some funny things. So we'll get to see those funny things in a bit. It also parks it next to the Hydra. And my original plan was to move the Hydra before doing this. But it actually turns out you don't need to move the Hydra. The Hydra is actually fine if you park this next to it. Just trust me, you'll see. Okay, so I am now going to go into the police impound. But in order to do that, I have to do this little section. So I saved there to make it 4 AM in the morning, which is important. So I want to do like a little mini speedrunny fun thing here. So I'm going to break into the police impound, but I want to do it stealthily. So while I was trying to move the Hydra a lot, there was someone in my chat called Woozy, I think, who was telling me that you could actually get into the police impound without getting 3 stars. And I really didn't believe them. I thought it was like bullshit or whatever, but they sent me a YouTube video and it actually is true. So yeah, shout outs to that person. If was your name Woozy? God, I feel terrible if it isn't. Anyway, they showed me that you can actually get inside the police impound without getting 3 stars. So it's slow and really annoying to do and kind of pointless, but I thought I would just do it for fun here. But if we're going to be super sneaky, then I want to have a super sneaky outfit. So this is burglary. Start burglary. Burglary ends at 6 AM. So I have 45 seconds before burglary ends. And as you can see, that baller leaning up to the car. As you can see, it changes my clothes and gives me the balaclava. I have done this glitch before in this series, but here is a little more intense. So I now have 30 seconds to perform this glitch. What I need to do is I need to get into the clothes changing bit. What's it called? Wardrobe in my safe house. Remove the balaclava, and then wait on the removal screen for the mission to end, and then cancel the removal, and it will put the balaclava back on. I don't remember, like, that's probably not a very good explanation, but yeah, you can see I just make it 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I just managed to remove the balaclava just in time, and then cancel the removal, like say, no, I don't want to change this, and then it puts the balaclava back on, even though I don't actually own the balaclava. There you go. So that's a glitch to get around that. It changes your movement a little bit, so you can see, like, I start sneaking a little bit, like I'm being a stealthy thief on the first few steps. And that's why I wasn't using this before, because it kind of makes an annoying movement. But yeah, I thought I'd use it for this, because it's kind of funny. So yeah, now I'm saving, so it's like midnight again. And now we're going to go break into the police impound, all stealthy, like a proper thief. And I think the balaclava suits the whole stealing vehicles thing a bit better as well, so yeah. But now we're going to be super stealthy as well. We've got our silence pistol, we've got our face mask, it's perfect. So yeah, this is all pointless. I just wanted to mess around with a fun thing in the middle of this episode. Just to do things a little differently. Speaking of a little differently, that was a terrible route, but yeah, whatever. So now, yeah, for those who don't know, this game actually does have stealth mechanics in certain spots. Like you can hide in shadows and you can like stealth around AIs and stuff. Only in certain situations. and apparently this is one of them, and I always forget this game has stealth mechanics. It's so strange.
Oh, man, thanks for that.
So yeah, we're just gonna go up here. Here's the police impound. I'm gonna park here. I'm gonna be all sneaky in these bushes. It doesn't make any difference. It's just thematic. I'm gonna take this guard out. Nobody knows any wiser. I'm sneaking here. So another song I wanted to play on this video was the Mission Impossible theme. Unfortunately, that's also copyrighted. So if you want, pause the video, find the Mission Impossible theme on YouTube, and play it while we're doing this. Trust me, it makes this whole so much better. Alright, so we're sneaking in. I have 1 star, but yeah, you can see it disappears there. And then we're sneaking in. Unfortunately, if you kill the police too quickly, you get like 2 stars, and then shit hits the wall. Shit hits the fan, even. What the hell was I saying? So I have to kind of take my time and make sure I don't kill cops too fast and increase my wanted level. Also, I'm pausing, unpausing to make sure the Hydra doesn't get stuck in the ground and blow up like it always does when I go in the impound. So that's why I'm doing that. Alright, so I'm just waiting for this cop. Unfortunately, he somehow spots me, so I have to take him out early with a sick headshot. He gets into that car on the left, if you don't take him out, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, that didn't happen. Okay, so there's that cop there. You can see the AT-400 just in the spot. Pretty ridiculous. Shoot that guy. And then, yeah, ignore the other 2 cops. So what I wanted to do was get inside the AT-400. Unfortunately, the door is like all the way up there, so it's really hard to reach. And I didn't get a very tall vehicle that spawns, so I can't actually reach it. I try my best to get in it, but I don't think I actually succeed, unfortunately. And you can see the Hydra is back there as well, along with a Clover. Yeah, look at this. It's so ridiculous. So yeah, I take this perennial. It's a little bit taller. And we're going to go park it over here. Just carefully. Carefully. Okay, good. Meanwhile, the AT-400 is taking damage probably like every frame because it's stuck until eventually the inevitable happens. I'm not sure when it does happen. I'm kind of leading into it and it hasn't happened yet. Oh yeah, and I like shoot it as well. I just want it to blow up at this point. Look at that, that's ridiculous. So what's going to happen is the AT-400 is going to blow up, obviously. And you'd think that'd be bad. Oh yeah, somehow that cop spots me. Like, what the hell? That's so bullshit. Thankfully I have a lot of sniper rifle ammo now because of San Fierro. Like, what am I planning here? I don't remember what I do in this segment. I was supposed to just get in the AT-400 and get out immediately before it blows up, but I don't seem to be doing that. Can I not get in it? No, I can't. Okay. Anyway, eventually the inevitable happens.
You ain't scaring me, and you ain't...
Thank you. And the AT-400 blows up, and then mayhem happens. That took a really long time. Fortunately, the AT-400 disappears when it blows up, and the Hydra does not. So I can then just respawn the Hydra, and all is well again. So yeah, that was me fucking around with the AT-400 in the impound. They didn't go as well as I thought, or as well as I'd hoped. Not as funny as I thought, but it was still a laugh. Alright, so that was that messing around. Let's get back to business. So I'm going to go make a save, and then the next vehicle I'm going to try to get is the Carver Bob from Area 69. And the Carver Bob and Area 69 as a whole has a few interesting mechanics that I can talk about. And yeah, you'll see those in a bit. So, in the meantime, while I go save and fly a Shamel and all that stuff, I'd just like to say that the next episode of this series will be me getting the rest of the vehicles I haven't driven yet. And it's also a arbitrary milestone episode, which is a episode of 30. Like every 10 episodes I do a thing. And that thing is commentary, like answering questions and stuff on YouTube. And it's perfect as well, because me just driving around, stealing a load of vehicles, mostly repeating exactly the same method, probably isn't that interesting to commentate, and I wouldn't know what I would say otherwise. So yeah, episode 30 is going to be me getting the rest of the vehicles, and I'm going to answer all your questions in the YouTube comments, just like the previous episodes. I think I mentioned this last episode as well, but yeah. So post your massive lists of questions, preferably ones I haven't already answered, but I can't really expect people to watch every episode and, like, not ask the same question. And I also can't expect myself to remember every question I've already answered, so we might have a few repeats eventually, but yeah, I'll try my best. So yeah, post your questions about anything, I guess. I don't know. I'm not that interesting of a person, and most people are just going to ask me about, like, what's my favourite radio and crap like that, so I'll try and pick out some interesting questions. I'm actually fairly surprised every time I do it. We have decent questions. Oh, speaking of stealing vehicles I haven't driven yet, here's a baggage. Haven't driven this, now I have. There you go. So yeah, get your questions in, I'll pick out my favourites, and answer them next episode, and try to just fill time, because the next episode's probably, like, 2 hours long or something. I don't know, we'll see. After episode 30, I'm not actually sure what I'm going to do after that. I don't have any notes further. I've got like a list of all the vehicles I'm going to get in the next episode. And then I don't have anything for the next episode, so I probably will do the respect grinding next episode. Get to like 100% on respect. I still need to do driving skill, like max that stat as well, but that'll probably happen next episode. Stamina I need to get max. Yeah, we'll see what I need to do next episode. But yes, I say this every episode now, but we are actually really close to the end of the master save. I'm running out of things to do, so eventually we will start missions. I know it's a very common question. It's like, hey Josh, when are you going to start doing the missions? I don't know why everyone wants to see me do missions that bad, but it's probably soon, I guess, to all those people asking. Okay, so here we are in Area 69. I want to fly the Cargo Bob back to Los Santos, because obviously that would be a pretty good escape route. But the problem with Area 69 is that it has these massive... oh, that was a terrible crash. It has these massive SAM sites that shoot any flying vehicle nearby. So I need to deal with those. Thankfully, they are actually destructible, so you can actually just go around and destroy these SAM sites, and they won't shoot you until you, like, reload them or whatever. And they're all really easily accessible as well. So here's the first SAM site. So I'm just going to climb up here, grab my rocket launcher that I got ammo for earlier, and shoot that. There you go. So I'm going to just take out every single SAM site, and then I'm going to be free to fly the Cargo Bob away. Apart from the Hydra shooting at me, I guess, but mostly free. A lot freer than it would be otherwise. Like, if I had all these SAM sites shooting at me when I was flying a Cargo Bob, I probably wouldn't make it. Maybe I would. Maybe I could dodge them all. But this is more fun, just showing this off. So, yeah, there you go. Destroying SAM sites. And just generally breaking into Area 69, I guess. There is a way to clip inside of Area 69, but there's no jetpack in there. There's only, like, a minigun and some armor, I think. There's nothing else interesting, so I decided to not go through with that. Maybe in another episode I might show that off, but yeah. So here's some sick parkour, just using this police ranger to climb over the fence. In previous segments, recordings, attempts of this, I just drove that enforcer into it, and the enforcer kind of went over the wall and took me with it, which was nice. But yeah, it didn't happen this time. Also, that was a sick shot, did you see that? Okay, so here's the Cargo Bob. I don't actually know if you can put things in the back of this Cargo Bob in this game. Maybe you can, that'd be pretty cool. Anyway, there's a Patriot. I've already driven a Patriot. But here's a barracks, which I don't think I've driven before. Maybe I have, I don't know. You can use that new list I made to find out. Woo! So there's the barracks. I park it in between the Cargo Bob and the cops, so the cops can't shoot the Cargo Bob. And then, yeah, just take off and fly back to Los Santos. And that is the Cargo Bob. If you look in the back, you can sort of see it's, like, hollow inside. Just in there, yeah. So you can see, like, maybe you could put stuff in here. Can you actually raise and lower the ramp? Maybe you can. I should have tried that, huh? If anyone knows anything about the Carver Bob, let me know, and I'll explore it another episode, I guess, but I don't think you can do anything like that. And yeah, here's the good old Hydra shooting at me. Thankfully, the Carver Bob can take a couple hits like most helicopters, so we should be fine. I say should be fine. Spoilers, I make it. Hey, to get that in every episode, right, to piss people off. Okay. Hey, when I was looking at the ESA YouTube channel earlier, the latest video they posted is LA Noire, Traffic Desk by Spatula. I'm actually going to watch that run. I missed it live, unfortunately. It's funny, when you're at these speedrunning events, you never actually watch the stream or watch the speedrunning that much. You're like in the back doing other stuff. You're doing everything but that. So I need to re-watch so many of these runs and stuff. But yeah, LA Noire is obviously a Rockstar game, so maybe some of you are interested in that. Just thought I'd let you know. And Seductive Spatula, I've talked to Spat a few times. I had him on the on Real Time Chatting podcast fairly early on as well. We did an LA Noire episode. That was pretty interesting. So yeah, I want to try and keep up with LA Noire. It's a speedrun I might try someday. I don't know how many people would be interested in that, like watching that, but there you go. As I take some more shots from the Hydra and manage to survive. Just go to the closest safe house. Here you are. Speaking of podcast, actually, the Real Time Chatting podcast, which is the podcast me and S run, we've now moved it to its own channel, twitch.tv/realtimechatting. And yeah, we're gonna like go through like a little rebrandy thing after now we're on our own channel. And I've made like a load of new layouts and stuff for it. I've actually done a load of scripting for XSplit and stuff as well, so it should actually be all fancy and stuff and all automatic. It'll be really nice. So yeah, if you're interested in a speedrunning podcast that I'm on, and S, who you should probably know, is another GTA SA speedrunner, he does it 100%. Me and him, you know, every week we put in the minimal amount of effort and talk about a game. This week we have Prince of Persia, Sands of Time, Popsot. Yeah, Catalyst is coming on. We're going to talk about Popsot. So yeah, if you care about that, I don't know how many of you do, but if you want to watch a speedrunning podcast, Real Time Chatting on Twitch, there you go. Sorry for the shameless plug, but I've kind of run out of things to talk about now. This here is just a little mini segment that I recorded. So this next bit, I'm getting the Rustler. And getting the Rustler took me 3 days, I think. It was either 3 or 2 days. It took me way too damn long. So yeah, in the end I decided to move from that safe house to here just to make the attempts a little bit quicker, because it took a really damn long time. But yeah, so next up is the Rustler. So the Rustler, like the Raindance at the start of this episode, spawns in San Fierro Airport, and it's locked. So you have to tow it to a garage to unlock it. The only problem is the Rustler is a lot bigger than the Raindance, and the Rustler is a lot more fragile than the Raindance, like a hell of a lot more fragile. So I was having some really massive issues doing this. If you saw my like quick update video I did yesterday, you'll know how much issues I was having with it. And if you watch my stream, you'll know how many issues I was having with it. So yeah, I was really, really struggling to get that done, but thankfully I finally managed to do it. You'll see. I'll try to talk about why it was hard and stuff. Anyway, the audio's gone again because I was doing this live. I was kind of glad I was doing this live, because grinding this was really damn boring, so I needed like Twitch chat and stuff to entertain me while I was doing it. It has its downsides, obviously, because I have to like concentrate a little bit less, and I have to answer the same questions over and over again and whatnot, and chat got a little bit dumb, but it was mostly fine. It was fun. Alright, so I'm going to take the Shamel. My original plan was to fly to the San Fierro impound and take the tow truck out of the impound and use that. Unfortunately, for some really weird reason, the tow truck isn't there anymore. So earlier in this episode, you saw me put the Raindance and the tow truck into the impound. And according to the save file editor that I use, to not edit save files, just look at the save file, the the tow truck is there, it's stored, but it just doesn't spawn. It's really weird. Sometimes it does. I've had it spawn like 1 or 2 times, but for the most part, it just never seems to spawn. So instead, I had to do this backup of just getting the tow truck again. There was another version I was doing of this where I'd use a replay to like load a tow truck and spawn it on the road. But that got kind of annoying to do because it was like RNG and stuff. So I decided to just do this instead. It's like, this is pretty consistent. I don't think I've ever... Yeah, this is 100% consistent doing it this way. So I just decided to start doing this. Like, originally this segment was a lot longer with me showing a lot of other stuff off and then getting the Rustler. But then when I started to struggle for like 3 days straight trying to get the Rustler to survive, I decided to cut this segment down as much as possible and just focus on getting the Rustler out. But yeah, it was an absolute nightmare. But the solution to the Rustler problem in the end was actually kind of funny, and I was really annoyed at myself for have not thought thinking of it before. Okay, so here's the tow truck. And I should say, shout-outs again, like I do every episode, to F&X Rack, who I basically stole this method off of. So they have a video on how to get the Rustler at the beginning of the game, and I'm basically copying them exactly here. I tried to do some of my own stuff, like I did a different jump out of the airport, and I was like spawning the tow truck with a replay and stuff like that, trying to put it in the police impound, doing different stuff, but it all didn't really work, so yeah, damn, F&X Rack was doing the best method, god damn it. So I had to copy him again. I don't like just straight up copying him every episode, but I mean, if he does something right and it ain't broke, it's kind of hard to fix it, so yeah. Alright, also sorry about this, the camera flicking. I want to avoid doing this in the series as much as possible because it's annoying to watch. But unfortunately, this segment was just really hard to record, so I just didn't want any police bullshit. So yeah, doing that despawns the traffic. It's more complicated than that, but I'll just say it despawns the traffic. So yeah, get rid of them. Unfortunately, the police car here spawns inside the fence, which is a thing that can happen. And then neither gate, did I say fence? Neither gate will ever open when it's like that. So I have to like drive away and go the alternate route. Through the car park instead, because it was really annoying. That's one thing that can go wrong. There are many things that can go wrong here. So yeah, towing the Rustler was a nightmare because the Rustler would constantly blow up. And I actually learned a lot about how planes take damage and stuff in this game. Also, shout-outs to Nick, who is like a speedrun rooty / code readery person. God, that's such a terrible description, I'm sorry. But he was helping me learn how the plane takes damage and stuff like that. So regularly, normal cars and stuff, you can see how much health they have based on how much smoke they have. So if it's like light grey smoke, they're all like 50% health or whatever. If it's dark black, they're like almost close to death and stuff like that. But apparently planes don't use that system at all. So I thought they did, but apparently they don't. So it completely disregard the smoke on the planes. The smoke on the planes just indicates which parts of them are damaged. Oh, by the way, here's me towing the police car into this hangar. God, I've got so much to cover here. So killing the police doesn't work because then more police spawn. So the best way to do this is to lock the police in that hangar, get them stuck in there, and then keep going. So then, instead of it like spawning more, they spawn in there and get stuck. But yeah, you see, like, this here, I only have one cop chasing me, which is really nice, and also he's doing a bad job of it, but normally if they hit the plane, like, once, I just kind of give up, because the plane took too much damage. But anyway, here's dropping the plane down here. It takes a crap ton of damage and sets on fire and stuff, but it's still fine. And basically, like, it's basically on a timer at this point. I have a certain amount of time until the plane takes too much damage from, random bumps and crap like that, before it blows up. So, once I learned, like, how the plane damage and stuff works, I was like, okay, I'll just do it quickly. So up until this point, I was being really careful to not damage the plane, getting rid of the police, not crashing into cars like this and stuff. And I was being, like, super careful, but the Rustler would always blow up before I could get it into the garage. So this time, I decided to just go as fast as possible and screw keeping the plane alive. Unfortunately, this cop spawns, but I can kill this cop because the route I'm taking here I'm under the motorway, so the police that spawn, they spawn on the motorway like that there, and they can't actually get to me. So yeah, I take this route under the motorway, and then the route I take to the garage is like designed to minimize cop spawns completely, so they don't annoy me. But yeah, anyway, going over stuff like this hill and going over the train tracks and stuff like damages the plane a hell of a lot. So I'm just like desperately trying to get out of this place as quick as possible. And it's like a time-based damage thing. It's like, it takes damage over time. You know, you park a helicopter next to a lamppost or a wall, and you get in the helicopter and the blades keep hitting the wall, and it takes more and more and more damage while you're doing that. Well, the plane is apparently... Look at that, Jesus, how does that survive? The plane is apparently the same as that. So basically, I should just disregard all damage and just try to get past it as quick as possible. So yeah, I'm just going as fast as possible. If you'd seen my other attempts, this is so YOLO. Like, I just span the plane around like a moron, and it's still okay. But yeah, I'm just going fast, But yeah, this is just... So people that are watching my live stream will know how hard this is and know how much trouble I had doing this. But when you just watch it on a YouTube video, it looks easy, right? I'm just blasting with a tow truck, going through all this crap as quick as possible, not giving a crap about the plane and stuff, and just putting it in the garage. But it took me 3 days to do this. I think it was 3, maybe 2 or 4, I can't remember. But it took me a long time to do this. It was ridiculous. So if you want to see all my struggles, you can go on my Twitch, I guess, and watch the VODs. But yeah, it'd be pretty boring. Okay, so here we go. So I'm just going to shove it in the garage as quick as possible. It gets in there. It doesn't collide with the Ramiro or anything. And then as soon as I get in there, it explodes. The timer runs out and it explodes. But thankfully, it's in the garage. And somehow I survive all this bullshit. And we make it away. So yeah. Rustler done. I didn't do a very good job of explaining why it was so hard, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I have the Rustler, that's the only thing that matters. We got there in the end. Like, at least 1,000 people know how hard this is, so it's good enough for me. Alright, so Rustler done. It's in the garage. It blew up, but then the garage closed and it repaired, obviously, and stuff. So yeah, now I just need to get back to Los Santos and make a save. And when this was happening, I was stressing out so much. I just really didn't want to fuck this up and die after I'd finally got the Rustler in there. And I was also really annoyed at myself for not having tried just going fast before. It's like, I'm a speedrunner, right? I should have naturally tried to do it as quickly as possible, but instead I tried to take my time and be as safe as possible, and that doesn't work. But yeah, just gonna drive to the Maverick and fly back to Los Santos, and that's it. So yeah, that kind of wraps me up for commentary for this episode. Oh yeah, here I'm despawning the police by doing this. I just thought of this on the spot as I was doing this. I was like, wait, can't I just despawn them? So now I don't have to deal with the police when I'm getting in the Maverick, which is quite nice. But yeah, I don't normally want to do this camera trick because it's annoying to watch and it's kind of bullshit. But yeah, when it's like this, I kind of have to. But yeah, okay, so yeah, that wraps up my commentary for this episode. I don't have anything else to say. I'm back. Hopefully I'm going to release episodes quickly again. Next episode will be pretty quick, hopefully. I just need to get a list of vehicles. There might be like 1 or 2 vehicles I struggle to get or something. We'll see. But yeah, get your questions in, and I'll do my best to answer them during the like 2-hour video, just random bullshit gameplay happening in the background. And yeah, hopefully we get to the end of the master save soon, I guess. I still don't know how the series is going to go once I get to missions. It'll be kind of interesting. But it take a very, very different format to what it has now. So yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, I'm done with this commentary. I'll leave you with live talking Josh, who was very happy that he had just did this. And yeah, I'll leave it to post me to talk you out. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys for the next episode. Bye. Alright, here we go. So this is like actual segment recording. Let's grab this car. So this is the last thing I have to do for this episode. So what I'm going to have to do is I have to go to San Fierro, get in the Raindance, then get in the Rustler, and then fly back and call it a day. Hopefully this shouldn't take too long. I'd probably just do it in one go. Hi Omega, you just missed me get the Rustler at last. Hi YouTube. I just put that video out as well about why True 100% wasn't out yet. And then I fucking did it. So it's like, do I just delete that video now or... I guess not. Good route. Good route. What am I doing? I was like gonna... Oh my god, that was so terrible. Delay the episode till Sunday. No, I'm just gonna... I guess I'll like edit it and commentate it now and then upload it. Keep it for the ad revenue. That's not a bad idea. Just rename it Fuck I Accidentally Made Episode 29. Yeah. No, I don't want to edit and commentate the video live. That's so... The editing is going to take me ages, and I hate editing as it is, so I want to do it like slowly and while watching and doing other shit. So I don't want to do that. Plus, I'm not comfortable streaming my totally legal copy of Adobe Premiere. So no, I'm not going to do that. Release the actual video for the low price of $49.99. Yeah. Oh, what am I doing? I'm going to the airport. Totally legal, that's what I said. Come on guys, you're not listening. Why is everyone just repeating what I said? In before despawn. Okay. Rustler. Driven. I don't give a shit about your arbitrary... Oh, you didn't really drive it though, did you? Can I get over the wing, please? Fuck, this is hard. Oh, God. God damn it. Yeah. What the fuck? Let me out of this place! Yeah, that'll do. Oh, I'm stuck in here again. Let me out! Let me out! Yes. Yes. Okay. Shut the door. Alright, finally. Jesus, I'm almost dead. Let's go pick up the body armor. That was really funny. I should keep my, like, live commentary in for this segment. Just, like, do my goodbyes and stuff for the commentary before this and just leave this in here. Probably, people are probably listening to me say this on YouTube, but like, what the fuck is he talking about? You just did that. Hello. I want your cop car. Ah, dear. What am I gonna do after this? I'm gonna have to, like, start recording the next episode. Oh, but I'm getting like 1,100 viewers doing this shit. I could have just streamed me trying to get the Rustler for the end of time. It would have been fine. Open up. Oh yeah, YouTube chat says hi. Raindance, driven. It said the text on the screen. I drove it. Don't be pedantic about it. That was kind of weird.
Remember that?
Okay. Right, Raindance and Maverick driven. Let's get the fuck out of this hellhole. Back to Los Santos! To the Maverick! Oh shit. Now you tell him, CJ. Did I do this already? I probably did. I'll do it again. Hi, me face. You missed it. I did it. Do you know what the secret was? Just do it quickly. I just drove there really fast. Didn't give a shit about the plane. And then I just drove it straight into the garage and then just drove away. Yeah. You think I would have started with that? No, I probably won't delete that. I don't know. Ooh. Classic case of overthinking, yeah, I guess. Oh, that's a problem. Go far enough. Okay, good. This is my new Maverick technique. You shall not spawn. Okay, they're probably okay now. Let's go. Hooray! Arbitrary goal completed. So I drove every flying vehicle I could possibly drive. Woo! Well, every possible flying vehicle I could drive in the master save that I know of. Please don't find any way of getting anyone else. I don't want to have to do this anymore, thanks. Go check if the Hydra is still in the impounds. I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, stream is over now. Did you just delete all that text, Emma? And then put it back? What the hell? Alright, okay, anyway. I'm done. Thanks for watching. I'm kind of ending the YouTube video with this commentary. But yeah, thanks for watching. Fuck the Rustler. And, yeah, I'll, see you for the next episodes. And Twitch chat, I'll see you next time I want to stream something. Yeah, thanks for watching, and bye.